Welcome to our Books Summary channel, Explore Books. Today we will describe a deep summary of the book, The World is Flat. So let's start. The World is Flat is a book written by Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Thomas L. Friedman. It was first published in 2005 and became a bestseller, selling millions of copies worldwide. The book presents an in-depth analysis of globalization and its impact on the world, arguing that the convergence of technology, politics, and culture has created a flat world where everyone has equal opportunities and access to information and resources. Chapter 1. While You Were Sleeping, Friedman begins the book by describing a visit he made to Bangalore, India, where he discovered that many American companies had outsourced their jobs to Indian workers. He argues that this outsourcing trend is the result of the convergence of technology, economics, and politics, which has made it possible for companies to hire workers from anywhere in the world. Friedman also notes that while Americans were sleeping, the world was changing, and they failed to recognize the new opportunities and challenges presented by globalization. Chapter 2. The 10 Forces That Flattened the World. Friedman identifies 10 flatteners that have contributed to the flattening of the world, including the collapse of the Berlin Wall, the rise of the Internet, the development of software that can automate tasks, and the spread of mobile technology. He argues that these forces have made it possible for people and companies to connect and collaborate across borders and have created a global playing field where everyone competes on equal terms. Chapter 3, The Triple Convergence. Friedman describes the triple convergence that has led to the flattening of the world. The first convergence is the merging of technology and globalization, which has made it possible for people to communicate and collaborate more easily than ever before. The second convergence is the convergence of the markets, as more and more countries adopt free market policies and join the global economy. The third convergence is the convergence of the culture, as people from different countries share ideas and values through the Internet and other forms of communication. Chapter 4, The Great Sorting Out. Friedman argues that the flattening of the world has led to a great sorting out of jobs, as companies seek to hire workers with the right skills and knowledge from anywhere in the world. He notes that this has created new opportunities for workers in developing countries, but has also resulted in job losses for workers in developed countries. Friedman argues that workers in developed countries need to acquire new skills and adapt to the changing global economy if they want to remain competitive. Chapter 5, The Right Stuff. Friedman identifies the qualities that he believes are necessary for success in the flat world, including the ability to learn continuously, the ability to adapt to change, the ability to work collaboratively, and the ability to think creatively. He argues that workers who possess these qualities will be able to thrive in the new global economy. Chapter 6, The Untouchables. Friedman discusses the rise of outsourcing and offshoring, and the impact it has had on American workers. He argues that many American jobs have been outsourced to countries like India and China, where workers are able to do the same work for lower wages. He notes that this has created a backlash in the United States, where workers feel threatened by the loss of their jobs. Friedman argues that outsourcing and offshoring are not going away and that American workers need to find new ways to remain competitive in the global economy. Chapter 7, The Quiet Crisis. Friedman argues that the United States is facing a quiet crisis in education, as American students are falling behind their counterparts in other countries. He notes that American students are not being prepared for the global economy and that the education system needs to be reformed in order to provide students with the skills and knowledge they need to compete in the flat world. Friedman also discusses the need for lifelong learning and the importance of investing in education and training. Chapter 8, This is Not a Test. Friedman argues that the United States is facing a critical moment in its history and that it needs to take action in order to remain competitive in the global economy. He notes that the United States has fallen behind other countries in areas like education, infrastructure, and innovation, and that it needs to make significant investments in these areas if it wants to stay ahead. Friedman also discusses the need for a new social contract that recognizes the changing nature of work and provides workers with the support they need to adapt to the new economy. Chapter 9, The Virgin of Guadeloupe. Friedman discusses the role that religion and culture play in the flat world, arguing that they can either be a barrier to globalization or a bridge that connects people from different cultures and backgrounds. He notes that religious and cultural differences can create misunderstandings and conflicts, but that they can also be a source of creativity and innovation. Friedman also discusses the importance of cultural awareness and sensitivity in the global economy. Chapter 10, How Companies Cope. Friedman examines how companies are adapting to the flat world and note that many are using new strategies and business models in order to remain competitive. He discusses the importance of innovation and collaboration and notes that companies that are able to harness the power of the internet and other technologies will be more successful in the global economy. Chapter 11, The Dell Theory of Conflict Prevention. Friedman presents the Dell theory of conflict prevention, which argues that countries that are connected through trade and commerce are less likely to go to war with each other. He notes that economic interdependence creates incentives for countries to resolve their differences peacefully and that the global economy has the potential to create a more peaceful world. Chapter 12, The Golden Arches Theory of Conflict Prevention. Friedman presents the Golden Arches Theory of Conflict Prevention, which argues that countries that have McDonald's restaurants are less likely to go to war with each other. He notes that the spread of American culture and values through companies like McDonald's can create a sense of familiarity and shared interests among people from different countries. Chapter 13, The Unflat World. Friedman notes that, while the world is becoming flatter, there are still many areas where the old hierarchies and barriers remain. He discusses the digital divide, which separates those who have access to technology from those who do not, and notes that many people in developing countries are still excluded from the benefits of globalization. Friedman also discusses the challenges facing the environment and notes that the global economy needs to find more sustainable ways of operating. Conclusion. Friedman concludes the book by arguing that the world is becoming more interconnected and interdependent and that this presents both challenges and opportunities. He notes that the flat world has created new possibilities for collaboration and innovation, but that it has also created new risks and uncertainties. Friedman argues that in order to succeed in the global economy, individuals, companies, and countries need to be adaptable, flexible, and willing to learn and change. He notes that the future is uncertain, but that those who are able to embrace change and seize new opportunities will be the ones who thrive in the flat world.
Thank you for visiting our channel, Explore Books. We hope you found the summary informative and helpful. Please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for more updates. Happy reading!